Even if you've never played the game, you've probably seen the memes, you've probably heard things like Cyan Sus, and you probably don't know where it comes from. It all comes from a little game called Among Us. Among Us is available right now on Steam, iOS and Android. It's free on mobile phones, so you do have to pay a little bit of money on Steam, but in my opinion the Steam version is the much more superior version. I have got it on my phone, I have got it on Steam, and I much prefer to play it on Steam. Now, like with most other people, I didn't know this game actually existed because it's actually 2 years old. It came out in June 2018, and it was developed by a 3-person studio called Innersloth. And in my opinion, they've created one of the most fun and addictive games of the last few years. And I can't believe I didn't know about this game, and I can't believe I slept on it for so long, even after seeing all the memes, even after hearing about all the hype. Because I'm not the sort of person who really buys into the hype. You know, you got games like Fortnite or Apex Legends or Minecraft that I just didn't get into. I did try playing them, and they weren't really my sort of thing, so all of these sort of like overhyped games don't really appeal to me. Fall Guys was another one that didn't really appeal to me, so I was almost going to give this one a skip until I started seeing the gameplay for it, which was almost hard to sort of avoid, given how big that this game's actually become. It's only been the last few months that this game's really exploded, which is a bit strange because the game is over 2 years old now, so it's a bit strange that, like, without really much change from how the game was released to now, that it took this long for the game to catch on, and for it to catch on the way it has after so many years of it being out. It's a bit of a strange one, but myself, I'd not heard of the game until I'd started seeing the memes, and maybe you're the same as well. And I decided to play it on Steam. I wanted to pay for it because of being a small developer. Even if it was bad, it's quite cheap on Steam, so I wanted to just sort of support a small indie development team. And yeah, it was worth the money. It was definitely worth the money. I thought I'll play a couple of hours of this and I'll see what I think. I'm currently sitting on about 40 hours played on Steam, around about that, which is pretty impressive for me. To say that I've got kids and I've got other responsibilities as well, I very rarely will play a game for half that time, especially with the fact that it's only been about 2 weeks since I started playing the game. So for me to actually put in that much time to a game that's I've only been playing for a couple of weeks is pretty impressive, and it really speaks volumes to how actually addictive this game actually is. And it's a really simple concept, so for those of you who don't actually know how to play Among Us or what it's all about, essentially you've got a team of, at most it's about 10 players, but it can be as many as you want. You can start the game with as many people in the lobby as you want, but it works best with 10 players. And depending on how many people you assign to be the imposter, 1, 2 or 3, that many people will be randomly selected by the game as the game starts to be these shape-shifting aliens called imposters. And it's up to the crewmates to actually fix their ship so they can get home before they're all killed by the imposters. Or, as the most fun core element of the gameplay, as dead bodies start to roll up, you call emergency meetings and you have to try and work out who the imposters are, because the people who are playing as the imposters, they can kill, they can hide in vents, and they can sabotage the equipment, and there's absolutely no tell in knowing who it is unless you actually see them do it. So you've got to interrogate each other, and that's where most of the fun lies with this game, is interrogating. And especially when you are the imposter as well and you're being interrogated, you've got to lie your way out of a situation. That's where the game is the most fun. But playing as a crewmate as well is also really fun, because you get to work out who the imposters actually are, because it's essentially a life or death situation. If you lose too many crewmates, the imposters can overwhelm you and you lose the game. So you really do have to think about it. Not a lot of people do if you're playing with randoms online, which is why I avoid doing that. I'll get into the reasons why in a bit. But when you're playing with friends especially, yeah, this game can be really, really addictive. And I've been playing this with friends and family almost exclusively since the game came out. And honestly, it's the most fun I've had for a long time. For a really cheap PC and mobile game, like, they've struck that magic formula essentially. And the gameplay is really simplistic, and I think that really lends to how good the game actually is. There's not these really overtly confusing mechanics to the game. Anyone can pick it up. Children can pick it up and play. So it's really for everyone. You know, hardcore gamers, children, casual gamers, everyone can just sort of get together and play this game. And I think that's where a lot of the community in this game actually comes from. Now, the game isn't perfect. I personally will not play with... I will play with randomers when I've got no one else on and I really want to play the game, but I know more or less what I'm going to be in for if I play with randomers. Essentially, you're going to be dealing with people who are hacking the game, There's all sorts of hacks going on in that game. That might actually warrant its own video as well, which I might do down the line. But the first video I wanted to make on this game, I wanted it to be a more positive experience. You got people that won't play the game properly, that just want to ruin it for everybody else. Some people will essentially call an emergency meeting at the start of the game and throw out random accusations because they think, oh, well, my fault, lucky, and everyone hates that sort of behaviour. That normally gets the person calling the emergency meeting to get kicked off. You've also got other sorts of cheating as well going on, but again, I don't want to get into all of that because the game is actually really addictive and really fun, and I don't want to put anybody off from playing the actual game. About 50% of the time you will get a good lobby. It's not that often that you'll get a toxic lobby, and even when you do get a toxic lobby, most people in that lobby will be against that toxic person, so they might actually end up kicking them out and then it'll become a good lobby again. So this isn't the most prevalent issue, but it's definitely something to look out for. As of present, there are only 3 maps in the game, which is fine because it's a 2-year-old game made by 3 people, like I said. You've got the space station called the Skeld, you've got the Mirror HQ, and you've also got a planet called Polus. Again, imposters try to invade, trying to kill everybody. It's up to the crewmates to repair the sabotaged equipment and try not to get killed by the imposters, or trying to work out who the imposters actually are. Very akin to sort of the film, The Thing. So it's definitely taken a lot of inspiration from that, and it's this very sort of cartoony, hand-drawn style, which I also like as well because it really gives the game a lot of personality. So it doesn't need to be this sort of high-budget, really top-end graphic, high-fidelity type of setup, and that's fine. That all lends itself to how homely the game feels, I guess, is a way of putting it. It's got its own charm to it, which is great. It's got its own art style. It's instantly recognisable, which is fantastic. And the characters are very simplistic in their design as well. You can understand what it is. They're astronauts on a spaceship or on a distant planet called Polus or whatever, and these shape-shifting aliens are looking like the astronauts until there's a kill, in which case their jagged tongue will come out and stab the astronauts through the face, or their bodies will open up and they'll eat the astronauts and that sort of thing. So again, I'm having a lot of fun with this game. I just wanted to make this video telling you, if you're not playing Among Us, definitely get on it as well, because this game is very, very addictive. It's very, very good. It's very well put together. It's very well actually made, and I definitely recommend everybody to get involved. I've done a few live streams. Head on over to twitch.tv/JamesTheThunder. I've got them archived on Twitch. I've also got them archived here on YouTube as well if you want to check them out there. Also go follow me on Twitch anyway, because I'm probably going to have more live streams of Among Us coming up, because the people I play with often want me to live stream it, and if I've got nothing else to live stream that day, I might as well do it. So yeah, this has been just a quick video, just my quick impressions on Among Us, explaining why I think everybody should get involved and play this game. If it's not your sort of thing, fair enough, but I definitely recommend everybody give it a go. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're not already. I give a load of other videos, pre-recorded stuff. I also archive my Twitch streams on here. After a couple of days, maybe about sort of a week at most. The last video I did, which is sort of an impressions of video, was my impressions of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. So if you haven't watched that, go back and check that out as well. I'm a small-time YouTuber, so any sort of likes, subscribes and comments will definitely help out with the YouTube algorithm. That's not just something that people say. That really will help out with the YouTube algorithm, so I definitely appreciate that. Let me know what you think of Among Us in the comment section below. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.